Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to boil down 20 years of trading wisdom into a few key ideas. And look, this isn't about some complicated theory. This is really a masterclass in what actually matters when your money's on the line.
All right, let's just jump right in with a big question. If you had to bet it all on mastering just one single skill for a long, successful trading career, what would it be?
Now, I'm guessing the answer isn't what you think. It's not about being some kind of genius with charts, and it's definitely not about predicting what the Fed is going to do next. No, the real secret, it's much more personal. And honestly, it's way more powerful. And here it is. This is the big idea from a guy named Douglas E. Zaleski, a trader with 20 years in the trenches. He says, look, trading discipline is 90% of the game. He's convinced that the mental game, that rock-solid ability to just follow your own rules, that's what really separates the winners from everyone else.
Okay, so let's dig into that. I think understanding who this guy is really helps explain why this one simple idea can be such a game changer for how you think about trading.
So what's really fascinating here is that Zaleski, he'll be the first to tell you he doesn't know all that complicated stuff you see on the left. All the technical indicators that so many traders get obsessed with, he's not your guy. Instead, he built a 2-decade career on these 3 simple behaviors you see on the right. Cut your losers, take small winners, and respect the market. That's it.
So, to make this whole philosophy really practical, he came up with this simple mental model he calls the Wheel of Success. Think of it as a framework, a way to organize all the different parts of your trading.
Right, so the wheel has 3 parts, 3 spokes, as he calls them. First up is content. That's basically all the market info you're using. Then you have mechanics. That's the nuts and bolts of how you actually get in and out of trades. And then there's the third one, and this is the big one, discipline. These are the rules you live by, every single trade.
But he's absolutely crystal clear about this. Without that third spoke, without discipline, the other 2 are basically worthless. It's the linchpin that holds the whole thing together. And without it, the wheel doesn't just get a little wobbly, it completely falls apart.
All right, so let's see how this actually translates into a real strategy. We'll start with how to handle your wins, which might sound easy, but it's not. And this is where he brings in this idea of the bricklayer mentality. So rule number 1, and this is a big one, you have to completely throw out the idea of getting rich on one single glorious trade. That's not a strategy, right? That's just buying a lottery ticket. The goal here is to build wealth, not to gamble.
Instead, the whole focus shifts. The real goal is to just stack up small, consistent, repeatable wins. It's all about showing up day in and day out and just methodically doing the work. And this quote just nails the whole philosophy. He says a bricklayer shows up for work every single day and does the same thing with the same method, brick by brick by brick. A professional bricklayer isn't trying to build the whole wall in an hour, right? They just focus on laying one brick perfectly, then the next one, then the next. And that methodical consistency, that is exactly what a disciplined trader should be aiming for.
So you see, the really crucial point here isn't just about the money. It's about building the confidence and the emotional control that only comes from having a system that you've proven to yourself over and over. You know you can make money because you've done it, brick by brick, hundreds of times before.
Okay, now for the part that is, let's be honest, the hardest part of trading for pretty much everyone. How to deal with losses. Because they are going to happen, this is where your discipline is really forged in fire. Yeah, so Zaleski's most famous and probably most controversial rule is love to lose money. And when traders hear that for the first time, they almost always have the same reaction. Are you crazy? I mean, it sounds completely backwards, right? But here's what he really means. It's not about enjoying being wrong. Nobody likes that. It's about learning to love the act of taking that small loss, because you know that that little loss is the only thing protecting you from a massive, account-killing one. You're learning to love the discipline itself.
And this whole philosophy really boils down to 2 core beliefs. Number 1, the first loss is the best loss. The second you realize the trade is wrong, that's the best time to get out. No hoping, no, oh, maybe it'll turn around, just get out. And number 2, never, ever take a big loss. Small losses, they're just the cost of doing business in the market. It's the big ones that will wreck your account and, just as importantly, wreck your confidence.
And check this out, this is how it actually works in the real world. On a typical winning day for him, a third of his trades are losers. Another third are what he calls scratches, basically break-even trades. So think about that. 2/3 of his trades don't even make money, And yet, he still goes home a winner. How is that possible? It's because his winning trades are consistently bigger than his very small, very quick losses. The math just works. So, all of these rules, managing your wins, cutting your losses, that whole bricklayer mentality, it all leads to one final, absolutely essential lesson. And it's all about your fundamental relationship with the market itself.
And here it is. The market is always right. This is like the ultimate truth for a disciplined trader. The market, it doesn't care about your brilliant analysis. It doesn't care about your predictions or your hopes. It doesn't play favorites. It just is. And our job isn't to argue with it or tell it what it should be doing. Our job is just to react to what it is doing.
So in the end, Zalesky's entire philosophy really challenges all of us with a simple choice. Are you spending all your energy trying to outsmart the market, trying to predict this massive, unpredictable force? Or are you going to channel that same energy into building the internal discipline to just listen to what the market is telling you and then act on it? The answer to that question, well, it might just define your entire trading career.